The opinions expressed by the host and guest on this program are solely their own and do not represent the views or opinions of Blind United. We strive to provide diverse perspectives and discussions on our platform, but the opinions expressed should be understood as personal viewpoints and not reflective of Blind United as an organization.
It's time. It's time for
coffee time.
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 And here is your coffee time crew.
Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Coffee Time with Blind United. Hope everybody enjoyed their holiday weekend. So I got Miss Carol and Mr. Pedro with me this morning. Good morning, y'all.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. I thought I was going to say Monday, huh?
Right.
Well, again, Monday was a holiday, so, hopefully everybody recognizes Tuesday. But anyway.
But it feels like Monday.
Anyway, we got a couple of interest groups for y'all today. We got the Cooking Without Looking Cook-Along with Blind United with Miss Renee Redmister. And she's going to be doing some sort of a cross between a chocolate chip cookie and a candy bar.
She gets down all the time.
Yes, you do. Yes, you
do.
do.
Be something different, right? So again, you come check her out today at 3 p.m. Pacific time, and then take you a break for a couple of hours, and then we'll be back with Basic Jaws with Andrew Del Castillo, and we kind of adjusted his schedule a little bit because he's been, like most of us do, a lot of us do anyway, access issues. They haven't been getting him home on time, so we shifted him till 6:30 instead of 6. So note that time change and join us at 6:30 for Basic Jaws with Andy. So anyway, I know you wasn't here, Pedro, but Friday we did 3 articles on the convenience and of tap to pay and all that kind of stuff. Different stuff with your bank accounts and all that kind of stuff. So today we're going to flip the script, and we're going to talk about the scams pertaining to tap to pay and all that kind of stuff. So whenever you're ready, my brother, you can hit that first one and we can get this party started.
Blind United crew, grab your first cup as the Coffee Time crew gets into this first article. As tap-to-pay technology becomes more common, so do the scams targeting it. One of the most alarming is the Ghost Tap debit card scam, a method that allows fraudsters to steal your money without ever touching your wallet. This scam is growing in popularity because it's fast, silent, and difficult to detect, especially for blind and visually impaired users. Here's how it works. Criminals use hidden NFC, near-field communication, readers, often disguised as everyday objects or placed near legitimate payment terminals. These readers are capable of initiating a transaction with your debit or credit card, or even your phone, if it's set to allow tap to pay without authentication. All it takes is for you to be within range, usually just a few inches, for the reader to ghost tap your device and charge it. These devices can be hidden in backpacks, jackets, or even installed near public kiosks. In some cases, scammers walk through crowded areas like transit stations, festivals, or shopping malls, hoping to get close enough to unsuspecting victims. Because the transaction is contactless and silent, victims often don't realize they've been charged until they check their bank statements. What makes this scam particularly dangerous is how legitimate it looks. The charge appears as a normal transaction, often from a generic vendor name, making it harder for banks to flag it as fraud. And if the amount is small, say under $50, it may not trigger alerts or be noticed right away. For blind and visually impaired users, the risk is even greater. Without visual cues or tactile feedback, it's nearly impossible to detect a ghost tap in real time. That's why awareness and prevention are key. Here are some practical steps you can take to protect yourself. Use RFID blocking wallets or sleeves to shield your cards from unauthorized scans. These are widely available and inexpensive. Disable Tap to Pay on your phone card if you don't use it regularly. Most banking apps allow you to toggle this feature. Set authentication requirements like fingerprint or Face ID for mobile wallet transactions. This adds a layer of protection even if your phone is scanned. Monitor your bank statements frequently and report suspicious charges immediately. Many banks offer real-time alerts for transactions. Avoid carrying multiple tap-enabled cards in one wallet. If one card is scanned, others may be vulnerable too. Some experts also recommend using a physical card instead of a phone for Tap to Pay, since phones often have stronger security protocols. However, this depends on your comfort level and accessibility needs. As Tap to Pay continues to grow, so does the need for secure, accessible payment systems. Financial institutions and tech companies must do more to ensure that convenience doesn't come at the cost of safety. That includes designing systems that notify users visually, audibly, and tactually when a transaction occurs. Have you or someone you know experienced a tap-to-pay scam? What steps do you take to protect your cards and devices? Now back to the Coffee Time crew for their thoughts.
Well, I guess myself, I've been lucky. I've not had any of those types of issues. I mean, again, I've been watching, a lot of different videos and stuff on this topic. I mean, I've seen one where even the tap to pay at the store. Sometimes you holding the card you want to use in your hand, but at the same time, the machine is actually reaching into your wallet and charging it to a different account or a different card. So I guess one of them wallets would be the ideal thing to have, right? That way you just pull out the card you want to use and it can't get to the other cards. But that just shows how easy it is for these people walking around with these scanners in their bags or whatever the case may be to actually reach in there and get your stuff. I didn't know that you could actually toggle that tap pay feature on or off. I had to look into that because I don't normally use it. I mean, it's more convenient because, why? We don't have to find the slot to swipe it and all that other kind of stuff. Plus, that's another scam where they got those people that are coming in and they're messing with the different point of sale kiosks and stuff like that. And as you're swiping your card to pay, they got another devices on top of it that's actually gathering your information and storing it off your card. Now they can, create a clone your card and
Mm.
just start doing all kind of other stuff with it. So again, it's great to stay on top of this kind of stuff. I know Phaedra's going to have some more about it, but we're going to let Carol do her thing first. Go ahead.
Okay. For me, I love the tap to pay. I use it often. It just makes things so much easier for me, especially being blind. I don't have to, have a problem going back and forth. Now they have these touch pads. So trying to put your pen in is just, ugh, because you can't, it's not a little dot like it used to be on the 5 anymore to help me. So, you know, I don't have any of those devices inside of my phone. I do have a wallet that holds, my card, and it's got that material on it, like the sleeve that you would put your card in, to where it protects whatever's in. So and I keep it in my back pocket. It's chained to me to on my belt to where nobody could snatch it out of my pocket without pulling my pants down. It's just not saying that people will do it, but you just never know. When you're by yourself, you're blind, you're a target.
Mm-hmm.
At least I think I can be, because I try to go everywhere that I can, and everybody intention is not always the best. So I
Mm-hmm.
do like the tap to pay and the opportunity to be able to utilize my card without having to rely on someone else, because someone visual wouldn't give me their PIN number. So why would I? have to give them mine just to be able to access something. So
Mm-hmm.
it just makes
Right.
things so much easier for me.
But just so you know, Carol, you do have a digital wallet in your phone.
No, I know I have it. I just don't prefer to put my
You,
information
But see,
on the
you can do
phone.
the same tap to pay through the wallet on your phone. That way, you don't have to pull your card out of that case.
Oh, okay.
mm-hmm.
Okay.
You know,
So it would make
plus,
it a little bit more easier for me since I have my
only
phone
that,
with
like
me
you
anyway.
were saying, the phone has a little bit more security to it. But anyway, Pedro will tell you more about that. Go ahead, Pedro.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, yeah, the tap to pay makes it easier on us. It's true. I use it, I utilize it. And the phone has the same feature, with the wallet. Um, and it's a little more secure, meaning that sometimes it might not even shoot your credit card number to the merchant. It might just give a different type of number that Apple identifies and puts it to the purchase. So they say that it's a little more secure. So like when you're in restaurants, your Apple Pay, you didn't left your debit card number and all that, you
Right.
know?
They say it's more of an encrypted code, but it only lasts like 30 seconds.
you know. So but even the tap to pay and Carol, she's ready. She got a chain in her wallet, and I'll be thinking about that too. People running up and just snatching your wallet. Uh,
Hmm.
it happens in society. I wouldn't pass it to some people doing that. You see them horrific stories on the news about people on the ATM. You know, and as blind people, we gotta be aware. But
And we
you
live
never.
in desperate times. So we
Yes,
live in
we do.
desperate times.
We do live in desperate times and stuff like that. But this even with the tap, sometimes I tap it and it still tells me, "Oh, insert your card," because all my cards have that little chip. You know. But
Hmm.
when I could use my Apple Watch, man, I just tap my Apple Watch and boom, I'm gone. Like I'm literally gone. I don't wanna. Sometimes I gotta dig around, have my wallet. My wallet's a little chunky. You know what I mean? It's spottable. That's what I'm trying to say. you know. And with these different technologies, we see them everywhere. We see Samsung Pay, Android, iPhone. We got them square little pay thingies and all that. So everything is getting so easy to just tap and go or swipe and go.
Hmm.
That these technologies already people has caught on. This is not a new type of attack. This has been doing it for almost 5 years. They've been on this. Just people are more aware. Uh, um, you're able to buy the little gadget and hook it up, like
But
people.
the tap to pay is great. But the sad thing is we had a great security with our cards when we had our picture on our cards. But the merchants weren't even looking at. I have given my card literally to someone, and I do not look like them at all. And the merchant has allowed them to use my card without even questioning the photo on the card. We had security.
Well, that's because they changed it up. I mean, back in the day, you couldn't even use a credit card without showing your driver license to go with it. You
It's
know,
True.
always it's always like that. I believe that the time has changed, meaning not the policy of asking for cars. I've been asked for ID still. The thing is, you know, parents and family members be like, here, use my card, go in there, just grab my stuff and just pay.
Hmm.
And I think, you know, it's kind of been normalized, kind of
you're
that
right.
some
Yeah.
Oh
people might
yeah.
just be like, oh, okay, go ahead. You know what I mean? But I still sometimes get card and be like, can I see your ID? And I'll be like, okay,
I
you
think they
know,
profiling you.
I think so.
Right.
I do look like.
Right.
I never
Because
thought of
I
that.
mean,
Oh my god.
honestly, right now, I think that they stopped doing that because everything's fast paced. We need to go, 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 go. I'm in a hurry, hurry, hurry.
That
So
probably
you
is
don't want
true
to slow
too.
down to look at my ID. You just want to get me out of the line so
But
that
think
I can
about
get
it.
to the next person.
Think about this though. All right. The merchant didn't ask for ID. Here comes the
Hmm.
insurance. How did this happen? We want to investigate. Whose fault is it? And then they start going let's say it's a big old charge, right? They go to
Right.
court. They found out it was the worker that didn't card for ID. What do you think the insurance company is gonna do? It's on you, company. You pay that charge. was your worker's fault. So I know that type of policy has not been removed or nothing. It's just been more normalized that people are using other people's car. That even the rush of everybody coming in and the workers are in a rush. I know it slips their mind and stuff. And I think now Ed is having me think that I'm being profiled.
Well, the reason I say that is because, as an example, like I mean, like you say, normalized, right? Like I give my
Right.
daughter my car to go shopping, right? I mean, again, ain't no way in the world she's Edward Davis, okay? I mean, come on
Yeah, I
now,
do that with
Right.
my
Right.
kids too, though.
he's got a male's name, but because they didn't, they've done it the first time, and all the checkers and stuff get to know you, whatever. Okay, well, no, this is good. That's her dad's car, Plus, I've been there with her a few times, so they
Hmm.
know it's my
Right.
car,
Right.
So
Hmm.
it just
But
become
what do you
normalized
expect?
on that.
What do you expect for minimum wage too? I mean,
Well,
it's
now,
not like they're
there's
paying them a
him,
whole lot.
baby, in them supermarkets, that's a different thing because they in a union, they getting paid good money to stand there and do that.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. I mean, there's a lot of people don't realize grocery retail union. Ooh, they make really good money.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Like Kroger's franchise and things of that sort, but not
Oh,
Walmart.
well, again, that's not union. Okay. Walmart is not union, but we're
No.
talking about your big supermarket chains.
Okay.
What about Walmart? And now they don't do wireless tap and none of that. You know that?
No. No, they
They
do
don't do
not.
none of that unless you have their Walmart subscription. And I think that's predatory right there.
Yeah, they do
All
not.
the stores allow this type of technology or Apple Pay and stuff. Last time I walked in, can I do Apple Pay? Nope, nope, nope. Unless you
Yeah.
have a subscription.
I actually stopped going to Walmart because I have to always take someone visual with
Carol,
me.
yeah, exactly. I stopped going less. And I'm thinking you just stop going, period.
Yeah,
If any store's gonna start doing that to try to be like kind of
I avoid them.
territorial, you know, I'm good on that. I'd rather just
Yeah,
go to Target.
Well, I mean,
yeah.
I hear you. Well, I mean, again, but at the same time, some of them do it because also we're talking about corporate and bottom line stuff, right? A
Hmm.
lot of time there's a transaction fee that goes with that, and it's whether you have to pay it or whether the store has to pay it.
But you
So
talking about the Waltons? I mean, they own Walmart,
that don't
Walgreens,
matter,
Sam's
Shaquille.
Club.
They got a borders. They got stockholders. Them stockholders. You imagine after 15, 20 million people shopping there, of 75, 80 cents a dollar from every one. That's money that's coming out of their bottom line.
Mm,
Mm. So
mm,
we need to
mm,
look at
mm.
Mastercard and Visa companies. Then
So
that's the companies we got to look at because
Right.
they're the ones charging every store, everybody. It's either you go to those moms and pops and they say, "Oh, it's $1.50 to use to charge with a debit or credit card."
right, and because you know why Visa really ain't a credit card no more. Visa is
Mm-mm.
just it's a what they call it, an exchange.
And if you're
Mm.
on YouTube,
Like Diners
go back
Club used to be.
a couple of weeks. We have that story on there too.
You know, so
Probably.
so, but I mean, again, yeah, that's an exchange.
Hmm.
They just had the owners of Visa in front of the Senate, and they had Senate hearings about all of the
Hmm.
what they call
Hmm.
Oh wow.
transaction fees that they were
That's right.
making.
I do remember that.
I
They
mean,
became a
Overcharging.
multi-billion company just on
Mm.
transaction fees.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Now it's more for them. It's about licensing. You know what I'm saying? If you got a car with a Visa label on it, it's got to go through the Visa system, and they gonna get their little piece of cut the pie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they
Hmm.
gonna get their transaction fee. So anyway, Tisha says good Taco Tuesday.
Good
Good
burrito
morning.
Good
Tuesday.
morning.
Good
Good
morning, Tisha.
morning, Tisha.
So whatever floats your boat. I mean, again, it ain't like it
But
used to be.
yeah, but what
It's
do
like,
you
remember,
think?
okay, the banks make
Hmm.
their money on overdrafts, you know, but now
Hmm.
they've had to go down on their overdraft fees
I
because they
think
were
that's
making
coming
a
back.
killing.
It's coming
Those,
back.
it's coming back because of you know who. We don't want to stay off
Oh
that subject.
no.
It's all coming back. My overdraft fees were gone. Now they're gonna come back.
Oh
That's
no.
kind of crazy to think about.
I try to budget pretty good, but they were at $35. Now they're down to $10. But if they go back to $35, because sometimes
Well,
things
I
get
mean,
tight.
check with your bank because some of them will offer overdraft protection. It
Yeah,
might
yeah,
cost you a little extra, but at least you ain't got to worry about it.
Yeah.
yeah.
You know,
But
if you
that's
haven't.
only if you have a savings.
Yeah. And Ed, what do you think
Because they got to
could
have
be
money to
done?
fall back into an account, so you have to have a savings in order to have the overdraft protection.
What
Like
do you say?
I know we could get our wallets with the sleeve protection with the so you won't get scammed, but what do you think needs to be done in the law enforcement side? Meaning, do these people mostly get a slap in the wrist, a probation, or what do you think needs to happen? Some harder jail time for these so-called white collar crime?
Well, I mean, again, it just depends on. Now, you talking about as far as Visa, or you just talking about
No,
somebody
I'm talking
scamming
about
cards?
somebody scamming cards from a
Well, I mean,
Visa.
again,
That's
it
a whole
depends
other
on
issue right
it.
there.
It depends on what level they doing it at.
Hmm. Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, again, a lot of people don't realize grand theft is after $10,000.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so
Hmm.
anything under 10 grand, it is basically just theft. It's not grand theft. Okay, so and grand theft that's a minimum of 10 years. You
Hmm.
know, so but anyway, we got more of this kind of conversation going on. So go ahead and hit me with a couple, Pedro, and then we'll get into the next article.
If you'd like to know more about Blind United, you can visit our website at blindunited.org. You can email us at info@blindunited.org. You can call us at 909-846-8825. You can follow us on Instagram at Blind United Interest Groups. You can follow us on X at Blind United 22. You can watch our YouTube channel, Blind United. You could join our Facebook group, Blind United Interest Groups, or you can follow our Facebook page, Blind United. Blind United.
Have you ever wondered what it's really like to be blind? Ever wanted to ask questions but held back, afraid of offending? Blind United invites you to replace that fear with fun, learning and connection at our 4th annual walk. A mile in my shoes challenge. Join us Saturday, October 11th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Wayfinder Family Services, 50 Huntington Angeles, Vista Boulevard, Los Angeles. Experience everyday attacks blindfolded, like pouring a cup of water. Try assistive technology like screen reader computers and iPhones. Get a hands-on braille lesson and discover how independence is built every day. Smile, laugh, and learn alongside the blind community. No pressure, just pleasure. Help us build bridges, close gaps, and make connections. Walk a mile in my shoes and see the world in a whole new way.
All right. Well, again, we're getting ready for our walk a mile, y'all. If you're here in the Southern California area and you want to be a part of it, remember we are limited to 200 people. So if you want to be a part of it, you need to get in there and get signed up really, really quick. And again, if you're from the community and you want to get yourself one of these event T-shirts, you must have a sighted guest that is going to take the challenge, because that's what this is all about. This is trying to create that awareness within the community. You know, letting your friends, your family members know, hey, look, this is why I tell you don't leave my cabinets open. Don't do this. Don't do that. You know, whatever. That's what this is all about. We're trying to educate the sighted community on what it's like to be blind. Okay, and the best way to do that is bring them down there, and we put them through these challenges with sleep shades on. Trust and believe. When they leave there that day, they're gonna have a newfound respect for what you do. Okay, so get at us if you're on the email list. The link is in the email. If not, just reach out to me at info@blindunited.org, and I will definitely send you the link where you can get signed up. So, but anyway, all right, let's move on, man. This next one I think is more about the one I was speaking of earlier, where they capture your data when you swipe your card. I
Mm.
think that's what this one's about. So check this out and we'll talk about it.
Hey, Blind United crew, grab your next cup as the Coffee Time crew gets into this second article. As mobile wallets and tap-to-pay cards become more popular, scammers are finding new ways to exploit the technology. One of the most concerning trends is the rise of fake NFC terminals, devices that look like legitimate payment readers but are designed to steal your information. These fake terminals are often placed in retail environments where customers expect to use contactless payment. They might be installed at self-checkout stations, pop-up kiosks, or even temporarily placed near real terminals. The goal is to trick you into tapping your phone or card on a device that doesn't process a purchase. It just captures your payment data. What makes this scam so effective is how convincing the fake terminals can be. Some are built using parts from real machines, making them nearly indistinguishable from the ones you trust. Others are disguised as promotional payment stations or donation boxes, encouraging quick taps without much thought. Once your card or phone interacts with the fake terminal, the scammer can collect your card number, expiration date, and other data. In some cases, they can even initiate unauthorized transactions or clone your card for future use. This scam is especially dangerous in busy environments where people are in a hurry. You might not notice that the terminal looks slightly different or that it's not connected to the store's system. And if the transaction fails, the scammer may tell you to try again on a nearby, working machine after they've already captured your data. For blind and visually impaired users, the risk is even greater. Without visual confirmation, it's harder to detect subtle differences in the terminal's appearance or placement. That's why it's important to rely on other cues and take extra precautions. Here are some tips to protect yourself. Ask store staff to confirm the terminal before tapping your card or phone, especially if it looks unfamiliar or is placed in an unusual spot. Use mobile wallets with biometric authentication, like fingerprint or Face ID, to prevent unauthorized transactions. Listen for confirmation sounds or prompts from your phone or card reader. If you don't hear anything, the transaction may not be legitimate. Avoid tapping on standalone devices that aren't clearly part of the store's checkout system. Report suspicious terminals to store management or local authorities. Your report could prevent others from falling victim. Retailers also have a role to play. They should regularly inspect their payment stations, train staff to recognize tampering, and make sure terminals are securely installed. As tap-to-pay becomes more common, businesses must prioritize security and accessibility for all customers. Have you ever encountered a suspicious payment terminal? What steps do you take to make sure your transactions are safe? Now back to the Coffee Time crew for their thoughts.
One that I know about also that they didn't mention in there, a precaution you need to take. I mean, if you're at using a bank ATM or whatever and you use a tap to open it up, make sure you close out your transaction, because if not,
Mm-hmm.
your account is still open and the next person in line can walk right up and say, oh, damn. Oh, she got like 15 grand in the bank. Let me see how much of that I can get out of here at one time. You know what I'm saying? You never know. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And again, some people try to like scammers, right? Knowing that default in the system, right? Or the defect, I should call it, in the system, they'll come and put crazy glue or something in the slot where you can't slide your card in the slot, and now you're forced to use that tap to pay.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to come right, and you got to protect yourself. Now, for us, I mean, I don't like going to the ATMs. I mean, if I do, I go to, the ones that are indoors, you know what I'm saying? Especially, like at the bank or whatever, uh, you know, something that I know is part of the store. But at the same time, like we're saying, we can't see if that machine's been tampered with. We don't know if it has that, that modification to it to where it's going to capture our information when we do our transaction, So you got to be really, really diligent. I mean, I don't know. We'd have to test it and see, whether some of our smart glasses and stuff like that, or some of the AI, the stuff that we use, if it would be able to detect any, alterations to the machine. That might be something they might want to include in their models. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but I know it would be a great help for our community. I know that. So anyway, you had anybody come and try to get at your account, Carol?
No, not lately. They wouldn't
Not
get very
lately.
much. I normally try to keep myself on a pretty good budget. But I do go to the bank. Generally, I'm either with someone visual, or if I do go alone, I walk in. I make sure I go when the bank is open. That way I can utilize the staff. And I always try to make sure that, I monitor my account. Now it will alert me and let me know if I have a transaction that's over 200. I have to approve it, because I don't do that a lot. I generally do carry cash. And I know how much I have, because some purchases I choose not to do my tap card all the time. And when I use my tap card, I make sure that there's a person at the register. I normally use my tap card at frequent stores. If I'm in Family Dollar, I know them. If I'm over at this store or that store, I know generally the cashiers because I frequent the stores. But if it's a store that I haven't been at, I don't self check myself out like, some people do. So I make sure that I utilize a visual staff member. And if I have to do the tap, some of them I've noticed, especially like Family Dollar, you can use your tap on that machine up there, but it'll still ask you to put in your pin. And I say, oh no, that's not what it's supposed to do. So the cashiers will tell me it's a green button that you push to bypass that in order to let your, items go through and receive your receipt. But some of the machines just don't automatically go through. So I haven't so far been scammed, but you the bank that I frequent, when you do use that ATM machine on the outside through the drive-through, and probably the inside too, if you don't keep pressing something, even if you use your tap to open it up, it's going to shut down. You're going to have to re-tap in order to get back into your account. It gives you like 30 seconds. And if you don't tap something on the screen before that time, it shuts itself down. So that's a protection, at least with Bank of America down here in Dallas, Texas. Now, I don't know about any other bank, or if, people are aware that it does do that. It is open if you accidentally walk away or drive away, but it'll automatically shut itself down after 30 seconds if
And
nobody else comes up there to use it.
something else you might not know, Carol, they put this in place a long time ago, but if you have a pair of the earphones or 3.5, whatever it is, I think that's what it is, 3.
Oh yeah, where you can put it in like the headsets.
You can plug it in, and
Yes.
and now you can hear, what's going on in the machine.
Mm-hmm.
I, but every one of them, Ed, actually is different.
Well,
Where
no, they all got a port somewhere.
no, they have a
Yeah, but
port, but sometimes what I'm saying is just getting into it.
yeah,
It
correct.
may it's different. All of them aren't
Yeah,
universal.
no, they're
Right.
not, and that's a problem that I
Yeah.
always keep talking about, having things universal for blind people. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I could be the same bank, go to a different branch, and the ATMs are different.
That's right.
And you have to maneuver different. Some banks be like, oh, around the screen you will feel braille, but they don't have no tactile, letting the people that might not know braille where to tap.
Right.
You
Right.
know, and then some you use the pad to navigate. Some you could black out the screen. Some you can't. I like
Mm-hmm.
to black out the screen because sometimes you have people standing behind you.
Standing right behind you. That's right, Pedro.
Yeah, they don't need to know what I'm doing. I can't see the screen. They shouldn't be able to see the screen.
That's
You know what I
right.
mean?
You know, I've
But
done some of the little point of sale kiosks, whatever, at the store,
mhm.
Mm-hmm.
and they actually had a cover over the keypad where you slide your fingers up in it where people can't see which numbers you're pushing.
Oh, that's pretty dope.
Mm. Now you know what I do is I cover my hand with my other hand.
Oh,
You
that's
can't
smart too.
that way, like I'm pressing my finger because I know the keyboard, and when you go on the inside, or if you're using one of those type of
So
ATMs, you can feel the numbers. It's not a
yeah,
flat keypad like the grocery store. So
yeah,
I have
yeah. But
one
when
hand covering the other, and I'm just pressing the buttons. They can't
Arrow,
see
when
what
they
I'm
tell you to
pressing.
press the green button, usually on the keypad, look for the circle. That's the okay. That's the green button, and you just press it. That's what
Gotcha,
I do. Yeah, yeah, and
gotcha.
then it will
Because
go
it's
through.
normally in the lower right hand corner.
Yeah, normally it's in the right hand. Yeah, and it's like a circle, and then they got one that is like a backspace and an X.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you could feel it with your finger. You just
Yeah.
when you're not in a rush, you just feel around it. You're gonna be like, oh, okay, you know.
Well,
But
you know what I do is if I'm there by myself or whatever, and I'm feeling around while she's, you know, checking my groceries, I'll find my way to the machine and I'll start feeling around on it.
mm-hmm,
Mm.
mm-hmm.
That
Mm-hmm.
way,
You know
I'm
what?
familiar when it comes time for me to do my transaction.
Yeah,
Right.
and you know the new kiosks that they put in everywhere when you go out to eat now to order through a kiosk. I
Right.
was in Vegas and I saw one at KFC. Now this one had Braille on it with a headphone jack. I haven't seen one like that in a long time. I've been to McDonald's and I'm like, ah man, I'm out. Let me go to the counter. But it's like, the disconnection. I hate kind of ordering on those machines. It's cool that they got headphones, but personally, I'd rather talk to a person. But I do want to give it a try. At that time, I did not have my headphones. I wanted to give it a try to see what kind of deals. But look, let me tell you, if you're sighted, and to my blind individuals as well, what this is going to cause, the problem is going to cause. Now, when we are navigating these touch screens, it's totally different than what you guys, when you see it and glance at the screen, you could glance at the whole data. We might have to go to column by row and column and item, drink. It's gonna take us a long time, and I already know how some of us are gonna feel anxiety to complete our purchase real fast, and it's gonna cause problems. We might order something wrong, but and I already know for the sighted people, they might be like, "Man, this dude is taking too long. It's taking too long." So, for these corporations trying to cut corners and get that bottom line, it makes it harder for us. It makes it inconvenient. It seems like, yeah, it's faster. Just order at the kiosk and then you just pick up. But they're disconnected. They just see it at the boardroom. Oh, at a kiosk. No
Well,
worker there
it's,
now.
it's
And they don't
more it's
consider.
it's more the bottom line thing again for them, so they can
Hmm.
buy two or three machines, and that way they only got to pay one or two people to stand at the counter versus having four or five cashiers at the counter.
True.
You know what
But
Yeah.
I'm saying?
when they do those machines, they need to allocate that. We are going to use them. And it may be some complaints about it, but that may make it a whole lot more efficient for us.
Well,
Knowing that,
I'm me being a picky eater. I'm going to the counter anyway because I want
yeah,
to make
I
sure
normally
they
do too.
know exactly what I ordered. And if it ain't right, I'm bringing it back. Now, if I do it on the machine, you can blame it on me that I didn't punch it in correctly. But if I'm telling you, then that's on you.
You-
You didn't punch
You're
it in
right.
correctly.
You're right about that, Ed. Because not only with this kiosk, anything that you do automatically, I have encountered. Well, we can't do nothing for you. You did it through the automatic system, or you did it through the kiosk.
Mm,
I
Right.
can't help you there. It was not our worker. It was not our operator. They have a liability that they could throw back at you. No, you did that.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're
that's
gonna
their
call it user error.
yeah.
wow.
And last time I was hopping into one of my transportations, they're like, "Oh, there's only one person," and I have my kids, and I'm like, "Oh my god!" And there was, the whole thing. We went back and forth, and they were like, "Well, you did it. It's your responsibility. It was your fault. We can't do nothing about it."
Mm-mm.
That's what they told me, and I was like, okay, whatever, okay, you know. But it's my
That's crazy.
responsibility to complain about that. My responsibility to complain about
Well,
their uncomfortable vehicles and the way they spend money and their vehicles don't. You know what I mean?
oh, I hear you. Well,
But
uh,
it's kind of like these scams. They're getting out of hand though. Like it's to go round it back to the scam part. You know, even when I hop out, and sometimes I have people giving me rides, and I hop out with them to do this simple transaction at the pump. And we know about people scamming people at the pump and these little devices they put on it. You know what I mean? So I touch
Mm-hmm.
where I gonna slide my card in. I wiggle it and stuff like that because a few months back, I got a charge, and this is why I be alarmed sometimes when they go, my card reader don't work. I'm gonna have to put your card automatically through the system. I get a little
well,
iffy on that, and it comes to
Yeah.
some of these ride shares as that's where I kind of see it more at. And I had an incident 4 or 5 months ago. It was weird the way the card charge came in and the way the name was. And usually it's store name and store number, right?
Mm-hmm.
This one had a county name with a store name. So it looked it legit, but it did look weird to me. So I was like, hold up.
well, well. Bottom line, let's go here. George popped in and he said, "Happy Taco Tuesday," all that good stuff.
Hey,
So good
George.
morning, George. And again, we're going to run through these issues, but we got one more article for you. So Pedro, hit me with a couple more promos, and we'll get into the last one. Did you know Blind United offers free training in assistive technology? We call them interest groups. We offer training in JAWS, NVDA, iPhone, iPad, as well as Meta Ray Bans. We also have groups like support group, cooking groups, and crafting groups. There are also groups for entertainment like movie night and RS game night. For more information about all the interest groups that we offer, just email us at info@blindunited.org or visit our Facebook group, Blind United Interest Group. We would love to have you be part of the Blind United crew.
Hey, coffee time crew, we got something new. Support the mission and look fresh too. Fresh rock that blue with the logo in white. Blind United shirts, yeah, they feeling right. Just 20 in and you're part of the cause. Helping blind folks level up, no pause calls. From Jaws with Andy to Hard Ace Tips. Support group love and crochet kits. Movie nights rolling, the vibes are lit. Every shirt you buy helps all of it. So cop that tee, be proud to wear. You're lifting up lives with every pair. Email us now, don't let it slide. Info@BlindUnited or join the pride.
Well, again, man, we'd appreciate it if you want to jump out here and purchase one of them T-shirts or show what help us. Like I said in there, it helps us do what we do. If you can't afford, don't want a T-shirt or whatever, maybe you just one of them people don't wear T-shirts. Well, again, you can go right straight to our website, www.blindunited.org, and you can scroll your way to that donation page. And we'll take whatever you got, $5, $50, 5 million, whatever. We'll take it. Wish I was that lady out in San Fernando. Whoever it was in San Fernando Valley hit that $1.1 billion. In the,
Ooh,
Somebody
in
won.
the, yeah,
nice.
yeah. They said the ticket was sold in San Fernando.
Ooh,
Dang.
nice.
$1.1 billion, y'all.
I was
So,
gonna go get a ticket too for this Wednesday. I was asking the A lady if somebody won, and they're
well, I got the app. They got an app for that. It's called what is it? M M PB is the name of the app. MMPB.
all right. I'll check it
Yeah,
out later.
Yeah, because and then you can just check it right there every day. I'd look at it. Oh, okay. I need to go get a ticket.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, that's
but
true.
anyway, let's run this next one. This one here is about they're now doing. We talked about it in the past. What we call phishing scams.
Hmm.
People are phishing.
Fishing
Uh,
attack.
yeah, they're gonna send you emails or text messages, whatever, looking like they come from your bank or whatever the case may be, wanting to verify your wallet.
Hmm.
Right, check this out, and we'll talk about it on the other side.
Hey, Blind United crew, grab your last cup as the Coffee Time crew gets into this third article. As mobile wallets like Apple Pay and Google Pay become more common, scammers are getting smarter about how they target users. One of the latest tactics involves phishing attacks disguised as wallet verification requests. These scams are designed to trick you into giving up sensitive information by pretending to be from a trusted source. Here's how it usually works. You receive a text message or email that looks like it's from your bank, your mobile wallet provider, or even a major retailer. The message says something like, your wallet has been flagged for suspicious activity. Please verify your account to avoid suspension. It includes a link that takes you to a fake website designed to look exactly like the real one. Once you're on the site, you're asked to enter your login credentials, card information, or even your social security number. Some sites go a step further and ask for two-factor authentication codes, which gives scammers full access to your account. In many cases, the scam is so convincing that users don't realize they've been tricked until unauthorized charges start appearing. These phishing attacks are especially dangerous because they play on urgency and fear. The messages often say your account will be locked or that you'll lose access to your funds if you don't act quickly. That pressure can lead people to click before thinking. For blind and visually impaired users, these scams pose unique challenges. Screen readers may not pick up subtle differences in the URL, and fake websites can be coded to sound legitimate. That's why it's important to slow down and verify before responding to any message about your wallet or bank account. Here are some tips to protect yourself. Never click on links in unsolicited messages. Instead, go directly to your bank or wallet provider's website using a trusted bookmark or search. Check the sender's email address or phone number. Scammers often use addresses that look similar to real ones but have small differences. Enable two-factor authentication, but never share your codes with anyone, even if they claim to be from your bank. Use strong, unique passwords for your financial accounts and change them regularly. Report suspicious messages to your bank or wallet provider. Most companies have a dedicated email or phone line for fraud reports. If you're ever unsure whether a message is real, call your bank or wallet provider directly. They can confirm whether there's an issue with your account and guide you through any necessary steps. As technology evolves, so do the scams. Staying informed and cautious is the best way to protect yourself and your financial information. Have you ever received a suspicious message about your mobile wallet? What steps do you take to verify if it's real? Now back to the Coffee Time crew for their thoughts.
Well, I mean, again, I don't think anybody on the planet doesn't get those phishing emails or text messages and stuff like that in today's world. I mean, I get, you know, a couple, two, three texts a day from that kind of stuff. Of course, I get all kind of emails. I got an email the other day told me, they found some money belonged to me. It was supposed to be something like $30 million. Yeah, right.
Ooh.
Okay. Yeah, right. Okay. You're gonna tell me you got $30 million belong to me, and you want me to verify that I'm that guy? Well, you send me the email. You must know I'm that guy. Just send me my check or send an attorney over here to sign the other papers or whatever. I don't care.
Right.
I'd like to have that 30 million, but I'm not gonna give it. With the last few $100 I got in my bank just so you can play games with me. I'm not gonna do that. You know, them text messages when they come in on my phone, I just report spam. You know, and or junk or whatever. No, I don't even keep them text messages on my phone. I just get rid of them right away. So But I mean, I don't get caught like that because again, I know I'm not clicking on no links. I might open the email, but I'm not gonna click on the link. There's just that's an absolute no no. And some of them are sophisticated enough just by opening the email. Sometimes it can trigger some stuff. So you got to be really really careful about it. But you know, like I said, even with that, I open it. I look. Oh hell no, this ain't no good. Here, let me close it, delete it right quick. You know what I'm saying? So, just be careful, be cautious, be aware that these things are going on out there, because if you don't protect yourself, uh, again, back in the day, when you had these faulty transactions and stuff like that, you used to be able to get your money back. Nowadays, these financial institutions and, different corporate stores and stuff like that, oh no, it's on you, so, uh, uh, you know, so be careful, watch yourself. Go
It's
for
kind of
it.
like buyer beware, like you say, and it's again just a sad time that we live in. But I don't have enough, I guess, in my account for people to constantly contact me, but I have been contacted, and I generally delete it right away because I know if it's something that's real pressing that I need from my bank or that my bank needs from me. uh, they send me a letter in the mail. They not sending me no email to where I need to give up information. And I actually am old school. I actually go to that bank and take care of it right there in person, because that's my financial security, and it's important to me that nobody else gets it unless I give them permission to. So I try to make sure that everything is good, even if it's not in excess. It's all I have, so I have to protect it. So that means just taking precautions, and nobody's gonna call me on the phone to try to inquire about my wallet, and nobody's gonna keep constantly sending emails. I don't click on links either. I don't click on links so much to where I can't even get in a link with an organization down here every time they have a meeting, even though it's in my rotary. So even when I try to click on them, I guess I'm not supposed to be on them. So I don't mess with links. But I still will try to, you know, just take care of what I need to financially. And I don't, again, have a mobile wallet yet. Eventually, I may do that, but I will protect it as well when that time comes.
Right. Well, I mean, again, it's simple. You just add your card to your wallet, and then that way, when you at the store or whatever it is you're doing, you can go into your wallet and select which card you want to use,
Mm-hmm.
and the transaction will take place on that card without
Gotcha.
without pulling it out of your physical wallet. So
Okay.
anyway, you want to tell us some more about this phishing stuff, Pedro? Or
Yeah, yeah, so you have to be aware on these phishing attacks. You have phishing attacks that attack all types of different things. You might have some that say, well, your Amazon needs a card needs approval and things like that. You might get it in certain emails. So number one, you have to remember sometimes what email accounts you sign up with some of these services. I get emails on one of my email inboxes that says your Amazon card or Amazon this and Amazon that, and I don't have an Amazon account with that email account.
Mm.
Be aware. If you use like Gmail or iCloud, certain emails, they be trying to come back with certain scams. Oh, your iCloud is full, and they might misspell iCloud and or iPhone. They can spell it the proper way, iPhone, but Apple does something with that word that I always catch. Fraudsters don't do that. It's you know
Mm-hmm.
certain words Apple will capitalize a certain letter, okay,
right,
and it's not the I. It's never
Right.
the I.
Right.
Yeah. So, looking at the way they spell, looking at the misspelling as well, you will have full storage, or you might have Amazon photo storage running low, Google storage running low, or this and that. They will try to come at you from all types of different angles. Even signing in cheats. Here's a Google Doc. Sign up for this type of thing. I notice sometimes people, our friends, fall for certain things, and they'll be like, "Here, sign up for this type of program." It might be housing, but it ends up being more advertisement. I've seen people sign up and then they start getting advertisements and stuff like that.
Well, I mean, again, back in the day, they used to have a thing where you had
Hmm.
to, you could be at Wiener Schnitzel, whatever, somewhere, right? And they got the thing, oh, sign up with a chance to win, this, that, or whatever. A lot of the people don't realize, no, they putting together a list that they're gonna your information. Yeah, there might be an actual drawing or something attached to it, but the main thing they're doing is they're gathering your information so they can sell it to, those farms. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
wow.
That, but also, big big merchant stores like Target, Walmart, all these major ones with
Mm-hmm.
those with the rewards thing and your debit card and you signing up with your email, they're building a psychological profile on you and your shopping habits to better utilize you and getting you to stay at the store to buy more. So they building psychological profiles. It's documented. They talked about it in Congress, in the security and violation of our privacy as well. So, nothing really came of it. They're still working on it. Just
Hmm.
like these cameras, I was watching the documentary, and this might be something we may need to talk about. I know we don't drive, but for those that drive and have license plate, these traffic cameras sometimes that are not associated no more with the county because they're so high for subscription rates and stuff like that are able to capture your license plate at a store. Where you at? And then they sell this data brokerage to like these major retailers, and then they could purchase and be like, oh, they were at the store at this time. Or let me see, let me look at my cameras and profile and start building these profiles and start tagging you and all that where you been at. Like imagine a phone tap without a warrant. That's usually a location tag now.
Mm-mm.
There's no more taps. What happened to the phone taps? That you needed a warrant for that, but now it's not like that. Now it's digital. We leave so much digital footprints everywhere.
Well, I mean, and again, but one part ain't changed. Even though they supposedly needed a warrant before, they would do an illegal wiretap just to get enough information to get a warrant.
Anywhere in the first place,
Okay.
right?
Little
Right.
dirty bastards.
I mean, again, and
That's
then
when
I mean,
people
look.
use landlines, so they could do it like that.
Well, I mean, again, and then also let's go here. Let's look at, we're talking about them cameras. We did an article a while back where, the city of New Orleans was using the cameras, the surveillance system in the city had facial recognition on them.
Oh yeah.
Mm,
Okay. I mean,
mm,
so again, when they were tracking, people they wanted to track, they just call up the people and say, okay, we're looking for
mhm,
such and such so and so. They recall the video and say, okay, that's him.
Mm-hmm.
And then, okay, well, let's run him through the database. Okay, yeah, that's Jack Johnson. He
mhm,
lived at 2725 Bluebird
mhm,
Lane,
mhm.
whatever.
Now,
Right.
you just said that. Okay. Now, when I was reading, well, I was watching this documentary. It's tech documentaries that I like to watch about how people break down these devices and take them all apart and see how they work, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's a lot of these devices that are not secured. Now you're able to get into them, and you could actually look at all the feeds on your computer. And sometimes even home cameras are not secured, you know? And
Exactly.
Right.
yeah,
Well, they
but more on
especially the
this
ones
traffic.
inside your house. You think that you walking around safe, and you don't ever know who watching you.
Yeah, and then sometimes it's not you precisely. It's more of the security that they didn't put in these cameras in certain protocols. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah,
and there's also if you don't have a secure Wi-Fi network as well.
yeah.
Because if your cameras
Mm.
and stuff are generally on your Wi-Fi network, so if they can get into your network, they can get into your camera. And
That's
if they
Yeah,
true.
can get
yeah.
into your camera, that means they can get into your computer. They can get
Mm-hmm.
into your
Mm-hmm.
phone.
That's
Mm-hmm.
another
Uh,
type of phishing attack right there. It's
That's true.
They just stand out and let your devices do a handshake through the network, and they just stay fishing, looking for the handshake. And once the handshake comes through, they're able to get the password, and then you know what I mean.
Right.
Yeah, you got to be careful with your devices. What is it? The S lady and the E lady and all of your devices like that too, right?
Yeah. So, all right. Well, we're we're always gonna be bringing you guys this type of information. I hope you appreciate it. If you do, please run in there, hit that like, subscribe, share, follow, comment, all that good stuff. It really, really does help the algorithm. So it really does help out. At the same time, don't forget about our intergroups today. We got Renee and her chocolate chip cookie candy bars at 3 p.m. And then later on tonight at 6:30, we got, basic Jaws with Andy. So if you got any Jaws barriers you're facing or whatever, Andy's the guy to help you get through them. So come on in to check us out. And until then, we will see you on the next one. Everybody have a great rest of your Tuesday. Enjoy your tacos, and we'll see you back here on Wednesday. Have a great day.